Here, with an unconditional discharge, Mr. Trump's still a criminal convict. The 34 felony convictions stand, but Mr. Trump doesn't actually suffer any consequences other than the fact that those convictions remain on his record.
Trump spokesman tonight called.
This is the latest news on the Trump's case. Trump sentencing is set for January 10th, and here's what could happen next. Faced with the never-before dilemma of how, when, and even whether the sentence for the former and future US president, the judge in President Trump's hush money case made a dramatic decision that could nevertheless bring the case to a muted end in a ruling Friday. The judge scheduled sentencing for 10 days before Trump's inauguration, but the judge indicated that he is leaning toward a sentence that could amount to just closing the case without any real punishment. He said Trump could attend the January 10th proceeding remotely because of his transition duties. So let's hear it.
Asked for the sentencing to be delayed until after the November general election. But we're talking about a conviction that happened in May 30th, I believe, of last year. Now, all of a sudden, about 10 days before the inauguration and 1 week, we get a Friday afternoon late notification that Donald Trump is going to be sentenced a week from today on Friday. Now, we can expect that sentence to be an unconditional discharge, which is essentially no substantive sentence at all. So we're talking about no period of incarceration, which was unlikely in any event, no home confinement, no probation, not even a fine. But it's still important because under most states' laws, including New York, that felony conviction isn't final until there's that judgment of conviction, that sentence. And of course, Trump will appeal that conviction to the New York Supreme Court Appellate Division, then the New York Court of Appeal, which is their version of the Supreme Court, then of course to the United States Supreme Court. But
this is just a total clown show. Charlie Kirk is saying on X, is saying that the judge has ordered Trump to appear for sentencing in New York hush money case on January 10, just 10 days before he's sworn as the 47th president of the United States. The orders allow Trump to appear virtually, a signal that any possible sentencing will not interfere with Trump performing his presidential duty. He has argued for suspending the sentencing, keeping the ruling pending during Trump's presidency. Total clown show. The smooth transition continues. People are saying epic news. Who doesn't sentence start the appeal process? What does this actually accomplish before Trump is inaugurated? Basically nothing at all. This is completely useless, honestly.
Yeah, this is crazy. I will say the fact, as you just hit it, I've got the order in front of me right now, to allow him to appear virtually suggests to me that there is not going to be a substantial punishment coming from Judge Merchan. Now, I could be wrong, but if you're virtually sentencing someone, you're not taking them into custody or trying to do something in a significant way there. So that's my biggest takeaway reading the order.
All right, Clay Travis, thank you very much. We want to bring in constitutional attorney and Fox News contributor Jonathan Turley now by phone. Jonathan, break this down for us. What does this mean? What are we likely to see play out?
Well, that's a very good question. This is a judge that has kept people really guessing for a very long time. I described this once as the longest performance of Hamlet in history. We really could not figure out what the Merchan was going to do. He's now decided to sentence a president shortly before he is sworn in. Now, one of the things that I've said in the past is that many of the complications that we've been talking about and potential conflicts with the constitutional standards only arise if you impose a sentence that would hold him physically or demand his appearance, things like home confinement or actual sentence to jail. This would be a case where you would not even normally see a sentence for incarceration. So I've always doubted that that would be coming out of this case. So the court may be looking at this and saying, I'm not going to trigger any constitutional problems because I'm going to hand down a sentence that's not going to bind him in any way or interfere with his carrying out his duties. The one thing that I have to say, if you put a positive spin on this, is the worst option is the one suggested by Bragg, that you should just suspend the sentence and keep the president as pending sentencing for 4 years. That was a
Yes, it's basically accomplished. She's nothing. It is a total clown show, as Charlie said. That judge is sick. He has a personal vendetta against Trump. This judge has done permanent damage to the justice system. The Supreme Court will fix this corruption. When you can't separate your bias from your job, you cannot be a judge. People are saying, yeah, I totally agree. This is political vendetta. If you ask me, let me know what you think about this in the comments. Thanks for watching and staying with me. I appreciate you being here. As always, click right there to watch the next video, and I will see you there. Bye bye.